behind trying to imitate the oldest castle, which could cost over $1 billion. Where I'm standing right now, thousands and thousands and thousands of years have already passed. But in this video, you'll also see a castle worth $10 million. And this here is one of the oldest castles with over 1,000 years of construction. Look at this. But first, I'm going to start with the humblest castle of all. 50 cents, €1, €1.50, and then finally €2 exactly. I'm about to get a coffee here in Portugal almost. To enter the humblest castle of all, I still had to pay 50 cents per person. This is the $1 castle. Just look at this. It doesn't really look like a castle. Castle. Man, why are there old men playing cards on the Castle Avenue? I don't get it. Yeah, you can tell this is the retirees' hangout spot. But that's not a reason for me not to do it, right? Quite the introduction for this humble castle. And this here is the $1 castle. Apparently the entrance costs 50 cents. And here it doesn't even really look like a castle, because here it looks more like a beach wall. The castle is really small. It doesn't look like it, but it's actually really small. I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera, but let's see if there's anything interesting inside this castle. Man, everywhere I went, there were shirtless old men walking around slowly, but I don't know what. Oh man, I went in, searching the castle, looking for anything good to show you guys and to show in the video, since this was the first one in the video. Yeah, that's where the story begins, right? Of course, I left my name signed, right? After all, it's not every day you visit a $1 castle. This antique weapon here, look at this. Man, Edson, this is really old. Yeah, but the absolutely only significant rule is to thoroughly walk through the entire castle and then carefully rate it completely. But I can't lie. Cannon, look at this cannon. Look how crazy this is, man. As you can see, there are some negative reviews about this castle on Google. Carlos Eduardo, for example, complained about the hospitality, quality, personal touch, and price. Oh man, this must be a few years old, huh? Man, I promise. I tried to make as much content as possible and do my best, but there wasn't much to show. There really wasn't much to show. After all, the castle is called the Cheese Castle. What can you expect from a castle called cheese? Anyway, that's it. But you also have to give it due credit, because there are indeed a lot of very positive reviews about this magnificent castle too. Guys, this is truly the most epic and incredible feature here in the entire castle. To compare with all of the other examples you'll see throughout this video, let's carefully count exactly how much physical space you would actually need to go from one entire end to the very other in this magnificent castle. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 30. So let's say it's about 35 meters just to be safe. And that's it. That's the castle. By the way, this castle is known as the Cheese Castle because the base of this castle, the actual foundation, was built in the shape of a cheese. And the castle was constructed on top of a cheese. And that's it. Now, the next castle, yes. You'll see that it's a historic castle. This is the real castle worth $10 million, my friend. Behind me is the most historic castle. It literally looks like a castle from a movie. This is a real castle, my friend. Seriously, it's unbelievable. I arrived super excited to film. And when I saw this castle from the street, my friend, it's unbelievable how gigantic and imposing it is. I was just like a little kid at an amusement park. I was so excited to show and film everything. Dude, look at the size of this. It's just like a Game of Thrones castle. It's huge. Is there a castle better than this one? Is there another one cooler than this? Right there, I couldn't believe what I was seeing in front of me, that it's such a gigantic castle. But as usual, I arrived late, right? You already know. Guys, we messed up. We got here at 5:35 and this place closes at 5:30. In other words, we messed up. We won't be able to go inside now. I'm going to have to wait another 24 hours. Well, less than that, right? Because I'll have to get here earlier to finally satisfy my curiosity about what's inside. And so I wouldn't just stand around doing nothing. I went to look for something interesting outside that I could check out, and that's how it all started. Because I found out the castle was much bigger than I imagined. Since we can't go inside yet, let's see what's good out here, right? Out here, I mean. Out here, they probably don't close, right? Close too. Man, it's a shame they close at 5:30. Clearly, you can tell I was amazed that I couldn't go in there, see everything, record everything. Yeah, guys, while we wait outside, let's hope that tomorrow really early we can get in. I'm a little worried. I don't know if I'll be able to film inside. I don't know if I'll even be able to get into film. I found out that it was forbidden to film inside the castle. But of course, I was going to find a way to make this video. I saw a little sign there saying you couldn't go in, you couldn't film, but I'm going to try anyway. And this is Lorena, my niece. See you in a bit. Attempt number 2, $10 million castle. We're here, good morning. It's 10:27, 10:30 in the morning. I'm going to try to record everything for you. Let's see if it works out. As you can tell, I was a bit nervous because it was forbidden to film inside the castle. And today I'm going to show you some truly remarkable images that are practically forbidden to exist on the internet. Because after all, this castle is where an entire country was born.
Look over there. That's the place for the looks.
That's the spot for the looks. It's truly the place where some of the most historic and dangerous objects in all of Europe are carefully kept and preserved. But think with me now, just imagine living here. Full of longing here, just think about it. Full of longing here, defending, protecting, and all that craziness. And in a castle like this, you can imagine. Here's something interesting about this place. This is the most important castle in Portugal, the most important of them all, because this is where Portugal was born. This is where it happened 1,000 years ago. But no, they protect this castle with everything they've got. They protect it with all the strength of the castles. Out of nowhere, I noticed there was a sign that said no entry. I was here, and the no entry area was right there. And I had no idea what was in there. It could have been a secret room locked away for more than 500 years. And the craziest thing here is that this castle hides passages that, to this day, no one knows where they lead. Have you noticed that this castle is full of mysteries? But not just inside it. On the outside was one of the most striking mysteries. Just look at this now. A symbol here. Another symbol here. Another symbol here. Up there. Man, this wall here. It has several symbols, each with different meanings. They're things, ancient codes. You've been around for many years, for a long time. Strange codes, the war here, what happened, what went on and all that 1,000 years ago. So much has happened. Now look at this here. This is really a rock for real. The castle is as if it were attached to the rock, you know? Where we are is in the castle. Below the castle is the church, where the first king of Portugal was baptized. Right below, after the church, is the main place. The core vaults, these are the most dangerous and historical items. This is for you to understand exactly how the strategic positioning of a castle works. And now we're going back to the little church. You need to see what's there. Guys, this here is the church. Look at the symbol on the floor. And this isn't just any church. I'm standing exactly where the first warriors and nobles of Portugal were buried. Can you imagine that? That's crazy, man. Wow. This is the font where the first king of Portugal was baptized. Closed here, this closed here in a fence for security. And leaving the little church, we go down to the Duke's Pass, the main place in this castle. Check this out, man. Secret massage, which was closed. Look at this. No, 1,000 years. How many things happened here? 1,000 years. How many kings? Here in the footsteps of the dukes, I managed to get in here. I don't know how much we're allowed to film in here. Let's go. I'm going to speak quietly because I can't talk loudly. Look at this. Man, I have to admit that with every step I climbed, it felt like I was crossing a portal through time. There's so much history. Look at this. Amazed. Amazed. Total madness. I'm really surprised. If the magnificent castle is already impressive from the outside, the Duke's private quarters are simply unbelievable. You see real, authentic medieval objects and elements, ancient artifacts from kings and soldiers, real weapons that were actually used in historical wars. Look at this.
Look at this bed.
It's like a museum section that no one really tells you about, and absolutely everything inside is forbidden to be shown. Collectors have paid millions for vases and objects like the ones you're seeing on the screen right now. These tapestries aren't for the floor, they're for the walls, and each one tells the story of real medieval battles that actually happened. Now let's go from the oldest castle to the most epic one in the world. Behind me is the oldest castle, which could be worth more than $1 billion. Where I'm standing right now, thousands and thousands of years have passed. Impressive. Impressive. I was truly amazed by the size of this castle here. I found it interesting because here's the thing, this castle doesn't just have history. Besides its history, it has two differences in terms of aesthetics. I saw things in this castle that I haven't seen in any other. You can really get a sense of what it was like in the old days.
Come on, come on, come on. What is this, guys? Wow, what a just gloomy place. This ceiling here is actually made of solid stone material.
Personally, I had never seen anything like it. Look at all this just to keep this place standing. Back in the day, people didn't hold back because whoever lived in this castle was always going up and down these stairs. Just imagine every day, every single day going up and down, up and down.
Think about it with me.
As you can quite see, it's a perfect architecture, carved in solid stone that goes right through the ancient castle wall.
The very same people who were with Don Afonso Enriquez, whose impressive castle we visited earlier, also became the esteemed lords of this particular castle. So, was it because there were Christians here?
This castle of Santa Maria is older than the entire country of Portugal. There have been many bloody battles here, forgotten prisoners, and mysterious crosses carved deeply into the stones, as you can clearly see in the video. And to this very day, no one truly knows what it all really means. It has a lot to do with the barbarians versus the Christians. The castle is so very old that it's falling apart, as you can see, but just look at what we have found. It looks like some kind of super pot. No one actually knows exactly what this is, because these are some archaeological fragments that were found in the underground part of the castle. Check out this scene here, man. Look at this. Look how tall it is. I don't know if you can get a sense of it, but this is really tall. This is probably a secret passage here. I'm going to put a passage right over there. Please just place it precisely there with care. What a scene, huh? What a movie scene. It feels like I'm in a movie, man. Now check this out. Besides all the history, this castle has become the stage for insane parties like the one you're seeing now. They packed this place with so many people, thousands of individuals crowded against these ancient walls that have witnessed countless wars and battles. Back then it was war, today it's a party. It's just, man, surreal to think that where once warriors fought, now people jump, dance, celebrate, drink, do this and that. This castle isn't just history, it's alive. It's very much alive from what I can see. Look at this tower. Unbelievable. Again, this is where the soldiers used to stay to defend, to keep order. I don't know what it is, but castles have this heavy vibe about history, man. So you can feel the history. What exactly is behind this mysterious locked door right here, man? Look closely over there. It clearly goes down. Just look. If you truly want to know what is inside here, please do comment on the channel and I will certainly show you. They say you're not supposed to go through here, right? Look at this. This is the tough part of the castle, my friend. Inside, prisoners were thrown into dungeons that no one knows where they ended up. Those crosses on the walls. Some say they were religious markings. Others believe they were secret signals used in war. How many wars? No, it already happened here in this place. Man, these stairs are creepy. The location of this castle on the map is truly a very strategic position. So boy, what do you have here? Huh? This one is a bathroom. That's something else. No. Look there. Just sit here and do the work. Look there. No entry allowed, right? Do you think I really won't go? My friend, are you above me? Of course I'm going to come in here. Wow, man. Hello, what's up, man? This is the castle's secret well. more than 30 meters deep with mysterious underground entrances that to this very day no one knows where they ultimately lead. Officially, they say it was used to store water, but many people believe it was used to dispose of prisoners. Of course. Or maybe as an escape passage? What do you think is down there? Leave it in the comments. This place is way too creepy.
Yeah, just really think about it for a moment back then to construct something so incredibly well-made and robust deep underground, right?
Castles as interesting as this one because this is a military castle. So if you look here, everything around here, all of this was very strategically designed, built to be a military castle. It was a castle built to withstand all the hardships of the wars that happened and so on. The history here is intense with a story that after military studies, this castle was chosen as the central point where leaders made all kinds of important decisions. Just like today, the White House is in the United States and so on. Leaving the castle, you enter the castle garden and there you'll find one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in my life. Look at this. Look at this, it truly looks like just a simple cave, but it is certainly not natural. These impressive walls were meticulously carved in the early 19th century, and no one really knows the true and complete reason why. They say that secret meetings, hidden rituals, and even significant gatherings of powerful and influential people took place here. Every hidden corner of this ancient grotto may have witnessed countless stories that were never truly recorded. Maybe that's precisely why, even today, these very walls give off a strange, unsettling feeling, as if they're carefully hiding something profound that absolutely shouldn't be revealed. Honestly, I've never seen a place more impressive than this one where I am right now. I have no idea how this was built. I really don't know how. No one really understands, not even what it's for. No one really understands, not even what it's for. Now this is just one part of the garden. Let me ask you something. This one is the most mysterious. Which one do you think is the most worthwhile for you?
Sure, the one in Guimarães.
The one in Guimarães?
You.
You think the one there is better?
Here is more interesting, but I couldn't really see much of the inside. So I couldn't really imagine myself back in that time. But this one is bigger. Let's talk about castles. This is a truly very real castle. The one over there is indeed much, much smaller. Now this
One is the most mysterious.
makes sense. Indeed, I
Showed you secret castles, forbidden passages, and even things that no one should have filmed. But nothing compares to this. A castle older than the country itself. Full of stories of wars, prisoners, and buried secrets that may never be revealed. Who knows, maybe one day we'll discover what's really hidden down there. Now do this. I need you to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.